How are we doing, guys? Moose here, back for episode number 24 of our West Ham United career mode, and we are here finally, the last day of the season, final match day number 38. If we take a look at the table, there's a lot going on to take a look at. Tottenham and Arsenal both still with a chance at the title. Chelsea, Man United, City fighting for Champions League places. Liverpool can technically still finish in the Champions League if goal difference made a huge swing. We're trying to finish as high as 5th, possibly. Same thing if goal difference made a huge swing. But what we want to do here, if we win and Liverpool loses or draws, we'll finish in 6th, and that should hopefully guarantee us a European place, which is exactly what I want to achieve in this season. I want to finish in Europe. I think we've deserved it throughout the season. We've really struggled the second half, but I think we have the quality to be able to do it. And you take a look at the fixtures, no one is playing each other, so there's nobody to really help us out. We basically just need West Brom, who are safe now, to come through for us and come away with a victory or a draw, and we need to beat our matchup, Stoke City. It's away. It's going to be a tough fixture. Away at Stoke, that's always the joke. Can you do it on a cold Wednesday night at Stoke City? But thankfully for us, it's a Saturday or a Sunday, whatever it is in the game. It's not cold. It's beautiful out. It's not wet. It's not windy. So hopefully that means we'll be able to do the business, come away with a victory, and at least leave ourselves in the best position possible to finish in 6th and maybe even 5th place. Stoke comfortably in mid-table. They don't have anything really to play for, so hopefully that means they'll rest on their laurels and we can dominate them. But they do have some fantastic players, not the least who is Mame Biram Diouf. He's got 12 goals, which is 5th in the Premier League, while we see Payet with his assist total is actually top of the BPL in terms of assists. So some top quality players here in this matchup, and we'll have to shut down Diouf if we want any chance of coming away with a victory, because Stoke do have a very, very solid line. We take a look, they have Shea Given in goal because they had Butland. We bought him, thankfully. Of course, some solid defenders, the American Jeff Cameron, former Liverpool Johnson Shawcross, but then up front's where we really have to worry. Shaqiri, Arnautovic, Bojan, Diouf, the loanee from Chelsea, Van Ginkel. Some fantastically technically gifted players there that we're going to have to stop. But our lineup's going to have Butland in goal, Jenkinson, Ogbonna, Reed, and Cresswell across the back line. Probably Jenkinson's last appearance for the club. I don't think we're going to bring him back. Song and Noble. Song, again, fighting for a chance to come back to us next year, while we have Antonio Morales on the wings. Payet in attacking midfield behind the striker. So I think we're going to have to try and show some talent here. Diouf early on with the first real crack at goal in the 7th minute, but thankfully for us, he puts it just wide of Butland's goal. And we need some impressions from our strikers here, guys like Sacco, Carroll. If they get the chance, can they make good on it? Because they're going to need to prove their worth and why they should be in the team for next season. But Alex Song, very brave to stick his head in there, win it away to Dimitri Payet, forward to Sacco. He lays off Payet from 12 yards. Oh, what a block by the Stoke City defense, and it's eventually cleared away by the Potters. But some early chances, both teams attacking at pace. There's no question about it. You can see all the attacks so far have really been counterattacks, not breaking down the defense so much with numbers of passing, but fantastic ball movement on the counter. And Stoke with a very good chance there that thankfully for us cannons off the post and does go away from our goal and out of danger as we stay deadlocked 0-0 in the 33rd minute. Morales here taking his time, lays it off into Dimitri Payet. Lovely left to Antonio. Surely he can score from that close, but it's a great save by Shea Given, and things stay 0-0. Later on, 38th minute, now Shaqiri leading another Stoke City counterattack. That's really the one place where they're trying to hit. Diouf is played through. Butland comes out to challenge him. He's gone for the speculative, the chip over the keeper, and thankfully for us, it's inches wide of the goal. But we're into the 41st minute now. Song, he's really been the catalyst for our attack so far. He plays into Payet, lays off to Noble, out wide to Morales. Referee plays a bench. Morales, lovely skilled, skips inside, and it's another good save by Shea Given. He stays his ground, holds strong at his near post, and makes a very good save. Big hands to keep out the Belgian Morales. But Antonio in the 45th minute does well to win the ball away. Plays off to Payet. He lays it back. Morales! Second time is the charm for Kevin Morales. The former Everton man has come through with a phenomenal goal in the 45th minute, and a goal that could be the turning point in the last game of our season. It was lovely work by Antonio to win the ball back here from slack Stoke defending. Plays into Payet, and of course he's going to play the pass back to Morales, and that is an absolute thunderbolt of a finish. He goes laces through the ball and puts it in the top corner, stays over the top of it, and that is a sublime finish into the top corner. Shaqiri can't believe it. Morales with, I think, maybe his sixth goal, in the Premier League. he's been fantastic. I think he only had one goal when he came to us from Everton, so he's really turned it on since moving to the Claret and Blue, and I think that's, the way that things happen. You get really, when the Claret and Blue Iron fans are behind you, when the Hammers are in your corner, you really get that extra boost, and it gives you that momentum. But 59th minute now, Payet plays the ball into Ogbonna, and we've hit the post. Unfortunate from Angelo Ogbonna. It's a lovely header on the ball, whipped in by Payet, and he comes that close to giving us a 2-goal advantage, does our center back, the former Juventus man, Italian defender Angelo Ogbonna. 62nd minute now, it's Ogbonna again, that man we just mentioned. Morales with a lovely back heel into Payet. You take a look at that, go back and watch it again. Noble coming for the into space, does the shot, strike is deflected, it's in the net! It's a lovely finish. The skipper, Mark Noble, has given us that second goal cushion. It's deflected. It's actually going to go down as an own goal for Van Ginkel, but Noble makes it. Morales with an unbelievable behind-the-back type of pass to find Payet, who lays it into Noble, and he strikes it, cannons off the leg of Van Ginkel and into the back of the net. What a finish. But Arnautovic down the 63rd minute, just off of kickoff, does Diouf come forward, and my word, it's an equalizer out of nothing. Diouf showing why he's been so clinical this season with his 13th goal. It's a lovely strike. It's played into him from Bojan, who got the ball from Arnautovic, and then that's a great strike from 18 yards. No chance for Butland. And just like that, we've got a game as they half our lead. But Morales finds Antonio, who's cut in from that right-hand side. He's been very dangerous making those runs in behind the defense. But unfortunately for us, Shea Given does very well to make the save. Into the 73rd minute. Now throw-in from Cresswell finds Alex Song. He dances around a couple of defenders and into the corner. Flips it in towards Payet. It's gone up. Carroll, who's come on for Saka, flicks it on towards Obiang, who's into the match now for Alex Song. Back to Noble, and he decides, I've scored once from distance. Let's try again. And unfortunately, doesn't test the keeper. But we do win a corner just 2 minutes later that Dimitri Payet will look to whip in again. He's gotten so many assists this season. Can he get one more? He finds Carroll, who wins the header. Him and Ogbonna both went up for the ball, and unfortunately, they sky it over an empty goal that Shea Given had left gaping, but were not able to make them pay. And Stoke come back the other way. The Potters, Bojan on the ball after getting it from Arnautovic. He holds off a couple of defenders, strikes it, but it's very comfortable for Jack Butland in the end, and he does decide to throw it out quickly. They look to hit him on the counterattack as Payet dances around his counterpart, Sheridan Shaqiri, the former Bayern Munich man. Payet lays off to Mark Noble. He finds Song, who's in to Andy Carroll, the late substitute. Ball staying in deflection. Payet's through on goal. Can he score? Dimitri dances around, strikes it. Oh, it's a great save from Given, but straight down his throat, and he had to be saving that. 88th minute, no, we're on the counter again with Dimitri Payet. He's got Carroll. He's got runners ahead of him. Carroll lays off. Antonio! He scored! But wait a minute. The referees brought it back. The linesman's flag is up, and he is just offside. Look at this play. That's the narrow. He's onside. We've been screwed over by the referee. He's going to get an absolute walloping after the match from me in the press conference, but it's disappointing. And we've hit the crossbar again late on. Andy Carroll with another solid header, but he's not able to find the back of the net. And can Stoke City find a late equalizer to derail our whole season? Shaqiri to whip it in. Looking for Arnautovic. It's headed down. Butland comes forward with a great punch, but only as far as Jeff Cameron finds Shaqiri into Bojan. Lays off. Shawcross strikes it. It's a great block. Yet again, we need to get it away. It's panic stations now for West Ham. Bojan over the crossbar, and the referee's blown the final whistle. A victory for West Ham United. 3 points on the final day to get them up to 61 points on the season. A phenomenal return in the first season of Moose's management. He's clearly done wonders for the team, but what does that mean in terms of the final standings, the league table? We'll have to wait and see. 15 shots for West Ham, 12 shots for Stoke. Dominated the game. Man of the match had to go to Dimitri Payet. He's deserved it all season. He's going to win it again today. He's FIFA's man of the match. 2 points to Carl Jenkinson, who was phenomenal in probably his last appearance for West Ham. He's been on loan the last 2 seasons, but we don't think he's going to have that renewed or a permanent deal going to be made. And 1 point to Mark Noble, the skipper, who's led the team all season. But like I said, we're going to leave you on a cliffhanger. Stick around to the end of the episode when we finally see if we will be playing in Europe next season. We do have some admin type of stuff to get through through just before that. We have some training here. You can see Medine, the young left back, who I think is 6'6", some absurd height. He's gone up a couple overall. He's up to 63 now. We're also training Ceballos, Obiang, and Aldera, young central attacking midfielder, and we can see them all progressing very, very nice. So we get word then from our youth squad that Mateo Fuentes, or one of our scouted youth players, who is on very, very good potential. I think he's 87 to 93 or something of that nature. He wants to leave, so we're gonna say, you know what, Mateo, we'll give you a deal here, fella. Come on, stay with the team. We don't want to see you leave. We then see that John Vassell decides he wants to leave, and him along with his brother Hayden Vassell, neither of them really look like they're going to live up to our potential, so we are going to let them leave. We've also seen Octavio Cortez decide to terminate his contract while Fuentes does accept his deal. So this is currently what we're looking at in the youth squad. The notable guys are Masana, the 15-year-old, who's already, I think, 69 overall, as well as we have Mbulu, goalkeeper, some very high potential players, a lot of 90s in there that we want to look to see. Hopefully, I might bring a few of them into the team for next season and try and loan them out to get them progressing to somewhere where we might be able to use them. But we've seen Jenkinson's loans expired. Moses' loans expired. It's unfortunate that we have lost them. Doubt that either of them will be coming back to the team next year. Team of the season, though. Butland, goalkeeper, which was weird because Lloris actually won goalkeeper of the year, but also Aaron Cresswell, Winston Reed, Dimitri Payet, all in the team of the season, which was phenomenal for us. And we have, in fact, won £10.6 million for our finish in the Premier League. What position does that mean we've finished in? This is the moment you guys have all been waiting for, to see how the results turned out. And we are going to take a look at the league table now. You can see that we have finished in 6th. Liverpool still on 60 points, meaning they actually lost to West Bromwich Albion. The final score was 2-1 in favor of West Brom. Thankfully for us, that means we are going to be, I don't want to clinch it because we still have to wait on the FA Cup results and everything like that, but we should be in the Europa League next year, which is phenomenal. We can see Swansea, Watford, and Southampton, incredibly enough, have gone down this season, while Manchester United, Chelsea, and Arsenal will be in the Champions League, as well as Tottenham Hotspur, who have won the league, which is unfortunate because we don't like Tottenham Hotspur here at West Ham United. But they are the league champions. Now we're going to take a look at things like the top scorers in the Premier League. You see Rooney was top scorer. Our top scorer was Dimitri Payet, who was joint 8th in the league in goals. Phenomenal return for him. We also had Callum Wilson down there at the bottom list with 8 goals. I think 6 of those were scored in a West Ham United shirt. He had 2 at Bournemouth in the first half of the season. But for the most part, your usual goal scorers in there: Costa, De Bruyne, Sanchez. They're also in the assists as well. But Dimitri Payet with 11 assists is the man to lead the league in assists. Phenomenal return from him in terms of his overall performance this season, no question about it. Also, Wilson with 6 assists, had a very, very solid season. He's looking like our top striker going into next year. Carroll and Sacco will look to fight it out. Valencia looks to prove himself. I think we could use him on the wing, which is the one, redeeming thing about him. Zarate looks to be on his way out, and we have gotten recommendations that says bring in a top-class striker for next year, so I have taken those on board, and we're working him into the short list. Butland did very well in terms of clean sheets. He had 7 on the year, and most of those came with us as opposed to with Stoke. Few yellow cards here and there, but overall, very solid performance. Good to see some West Ham boys in the top performances of the Premier League, and of course, the man of the season, Dimitri Payet, with that 11-11 return. Take a look at our team stats for the season. Cresswell was the man apparent at left back. He was in every single game. You just couldn't take him out. He was that phenomenal. In terms of the goals, Payet led the way. Wilson, Morales, Noble actually with 6, which is a fantastic return for a holding midfielder. Carroll and Sacco with 5 as well in a supporting role. Payet led the way with 11 assists. We saw Zarate chip in with 3 assists, Sacco with 3 assists, so some decent performances all around. Clean sheets, of course, like I said, Butland in goal. And then average rating, Dimitri Payet led the way. And we saw Iorfa very, very solid in the few appearances he made for us. So he's looking to make a challenge to Van der Veel, who will be coming in on a free contract as we come into next season for that starting right back role. But we are going to now take a look player by player. You can see Butland 7 clean sheets in the league, 9 overall. Looking very strong at goalkeeper. For right back, we have Jenkinson, who will be leaving, by Iorfa, who looks ready to fill in that position. Center back, we're also very deep with Ogbonna, Reed, Tompkins, who played center back as well as right back this season for us, so he's very versatile. Reece Oxford, who's up and coming. We look to get him more involved next year. He's only featured in 11 matches this season. Left back, of course, Aaron Cresswell is ever present, and then we have Sam Medine, the youngster, behind him. Hendry probably will be leaving in the next transfer window because he hasn't developed very well. Midfield, Kiyate Song. Now this is where it comes in. Alex Song will also be leaving on loan. He hasn't finished his loan yet, but he should also be leaving on loan at the end of the season. Do we bring him back for next year? Do you want me to see him try and loan him in? Do you want me to bring him back in on a permanent deal if I can afford him? Or is there another central midfielder you'd like me to bring in? Because as much as Obiang's developed, I think we could use one more central midfielder as rotational cover or someone to just slot right into the starting lineup because of the quality that they would have and the fact that we're going to be playing in Europe. In terms of wide midfielders, Morales, of course, fantastic. He's going to be starting on that left-hand side going into next year. Antonio's offered a great option out wide as well as potentially up top because of his pace and his finishing ability. We have Ceballos, the youngster who we just brought in as cover for Morales, and hopefully we can develop him and turn him into a beast. We have Jarvis coming back as well, who we will be probably looking to offload just for some money because he doesn't seem to be able to feature in the team. We have Payet and Lanzini, of course, the absolute heroes and talismans of the team that we'll have coming into next year in central attacking midfield. Out wide right, we have Carrillo coming in, and now the real logjam is at striker. We have Sacco scored a few goals. Carroll actually had 9 goals, only 5 in the Prem, but 9 overall. Zarate just a 2 and 5 return, not great for him, especially when 3 of them came in our opening tournament. Valencia also struggled, but he did start to play a lot better towards the end of the season, so I think we still have room for him at the club as of right now. And Callum Wilson was very, very solid for us, so he'll definitely be competing for a first-team place. But that was the squad report stats-wise, and for next season, I'm just going to play a little squad report here. If you want to see somebody's ratings, you can pause it and take a look at that as we move through. But that's going to be it for this episode, guys. I hope you have enjoyed. We have awards and full FIFA wrap-up in the next episode. That's going to be it for me. I hope you have enjoyed. As always, I want to hear your transfer targets, any suggestions for Hammers headlines, because that will be coming back in the first episode of Season 2. Thank you, as always, for watching. Leave a like because it means that you are supporting me and you appreciate the work we're putting into this career mode. I hope you're enjoying it. As always, subscribe if you want to continue watching this West Ham career mode as well as other things that I have brewing on the channel. And thank you so much, as always. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.
Like we always do with this time. I got to shine.